Meet Julian Vance. He is blind, missing a kidney from a black market harvesting operation, and survives on $2,000 a month reading fortunes and giving massages. Right now, he is the target of a public shouting match on a crowded food street. His blind date, dripping in counterfeit luxury labels, is loudly mocking his disabilities to the crowd. By framing Julian as a blind son of a bitch who is socially and economically worthless, she pushes him to the absolute floor of the social hierarchy. This high-decibel humiliation is the mechanical starting point for a viral digital genre known as the Dalian or face-slapping drama. The writers construct this massive social deficit to trigger a specific response in the viewer, a deep, nearly physical craving to see this cruelty repaid in full. Achieving that level of satisfaction requires a rigid narrative formula. It starts by stripping the hero of everything, then introduces a supernatural equalizer to challenge arrogant elites, building toward the final goal, total economic annihilation. In this genre, there is no time for night school or incremental career growth. Traditional hard work is too slow and too grounded in reality to satisfy the immediate dopamine demands of the audience. Instead, the narrative employs a cheat code. A celestial ancestor intervenes, instantly granting Julian the all-seeing God eyes, a supernatural power that allows him to see through physical objects and assess the true value of anything he looks at. This power immediately invalidates the materialistic weapons used against him. Julian instantly identifies that his date's Chanel ensemble is actually a $20 wholesale knockoff, effectively ending her social leverage in a single sentence. The cheat code flips the power dynamic before the first act is even over. By using his eyes to impress a passing CEO, Julian bypasses decades of social climbing and secures a marriage of convenience to a woman worth $40 million. Standing in Julian's way are the arrogant gatekeepers, established elites like the Brooks and King families. Their structural role is to act as obstacles, continuously judging Julian based on his past poverty while refusing to acknowledge his new power. The writers trap these villains using their own ego. Because these gatekeepers are convinced of their superiority, they repeatedly insist on high-stakes bets against Julian, essentially signing the warrants for their own financial execution. This leads to total annihilation. For the face-slapping drama to work, the hero cannot simply win. The antagonist must be stripped of their status, their assets, and their future. We can see this escalation clearly in Julian's path through the jadeite market. He moves from exposing a $1.2 million fake cup to winning a massive $600 million rough stone bet. This single win bankrupted the Brooks family, forcing them to surrender 53 jewelry stores to the man they once called trash. The scale eventually reaches the billions. Julian maneuvers the elite King family into wasting $3 billion on a worthless swamp, while he secures a separate plot of land, valued at only $600 million, that contains a hidden $10 billion gold mine. This exponential inflation of wealth acts as the primary engine for catharsis. The massive numbers provide the viewer with a concrete, undeniable scoreboard that validates the hero's total dominance over those who once looked down on him. By the finale, Julian Vance has completed a total transformation. He began the story as a humiliated, blind masseuse and ends it as the billionaire chairman of the Vance Sterling Group. He secures his status by uncovering a $10 billion gold mine and defending his family from the violent remnants of the ruined King dynasty. This story is clearly a work of hyper-accelerated fiction, but its massive popularity suggests it is fulfilling a very real psychological need for its audience. The genre maps directly onto modern anxieties about stagnant class mobility and the feeling that the economic system is rigged by entrenched gatekeepers. Julian represents the dream of an immediate, overwhelming correction to that unfairness. Julian Vance's story functions as a precisely calibrated digital escape. In this world, the ultimate underdog takes control of the corporate ladder, removes the elites at the top, and converts the entire system into billions of dollars of pure gold.